Alrighty, so this is the DAS Parka. I've covered the DAS Lite and I've briefly covered the Alploft just with first impressions. But yeah, this is the DAS Parka. This is the belay jacket that I have the most time with, so might as well cover it right now. Get all three done and over with. Okay, so right off the bat, the DAS Parka, like I said in the comparison video, it is probably the best all-around jacket. It can handle everything that you throw at it. It's synthetic, so you don't have to worry about it getting wet. But even with that being said, the DWR treatment on the shell fabric is actually really good. It's still PFC free, so that's great. But it's a very weather resistant coating. I've been in some wet weather with this, and even though it is synthetic, I haven't had to worry about it soaking through. So that's been super nice. The shell it's good for what it is. It is 10 denier, and that is a little bit thinner. And it's a little bit thinner, kind of in that range of where you'd want it to be. Like generally with like a climbing belay jacket, you kind of want that 20 denier. And yeah, you will be sacrificing some weight. And that's kind of what they had to do with the DAS, is because it is synthetic, it's a little bit bulkier than a down jacket. So they have to find ways to cut weight, and they found a big way to do it with the shell. The shell weighs like 0.8 ounces, so it's really lightweight. But that kind of side is, the kind of ugly side to that is that it doesn't really hold up as much as you think. In general, like day-to-day stuff, it holds up just fine. But when it comes to like brushing up against rocks, like some testers have said that it works fine. For the most part, it's worked good for me. But like what happened to my other DAS Parka, and yes, this is the second DAS Parka I've owned, it actually ripped on the interior. It ripped, actually I can show you guys, it ripped right in here, and it just rubbed on my harness, and it had these like long streaks. I'll maybe show a picture of it. So that's kind of what happened to the last one I had. And so because of that, it's kind of like, it hasn't gave me the most faith in the shell, I think, for everything it does. And like I said, it's the same thing as the DAS Lite. It's the same exact shell. And with that one, I've had more success with. But it's just, personally, I would rather have a belay jacket that has a more robust shell. 20 denier is fine. Just because, even those times where you're maybe like bushwhacking through to get to an ice climb for that matter, any branch is going to put a hole in the shell, and it's not a fun time. But I mean, if it's something that Patagonia had to do just to cut down the weight, it's fine. I mean, even if you get a hole in it, Patagonia will probably more than likely cover it under their ironclad guarantee. So if anything goes wrong with the jacket, it's always covered under that guarantee. So that's what I did with my previous one, and I have this one. So yeah, kind of going back to everything, it is, I think, the most versatile. When winter comes around, I live in this jacket. It's got a lot of features that I like. It's got taller hand pockets. It does have drop-in pockets, which are super nice, with like a little mesh thing, so anything like can drain out and kind of dry out. It's not as bulky for a belay jacket, which is kind of nice in some aspects. Overall, it does have 133 grams of insulation throughout the whole body, but it has an extra 40 grams in certain areas. I'm not 100% sure on what those areas are. I'm imagining that it's the core, just to keep you warmer in the core, because who really needs extra insulation in the arms? But, so it's a warm jacket for what it is. It is probably the best all-rounder. You pair this with an R1 underneath, you're going to be toasty. And that's why I still continue to use it as my main kind of belay jacket for any bigger thing or objective I'm trying to do, or for something just as simple as walking outside when it is -10. So it's a great jacket overall. And yeah, this is the Patagonia DAS Parka. Hope you guys enjoyed the brief little chat about the DAS Parka, and let me guys know if you would like to have a more in-depth kind of discussion about it, or like maybe I can write something in the community post, or just write more of a actual review on it. I've used the DAS Parka now for probably about 2 years now with this certain model, so I have a kind of a good idea on how everything is with the jacket. So yeah, if you guys would like that, just let me know and I'll get working on that right away. So like I said, thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.